I have been teaching as VIPKID now for 2 years, and over that time I have collected lots and lots of props. And I do like to include a lot of props with my students with my teaching. I also have a 2-year-old, so he has lots of toys that I can grab if I need to enhance my lesson a little bit more. But I really do not think that you need a lot of props. When I was first starting out, I only had a handful of props, and I found that I used most of the same stuff almost every lesson, and even with just these 5 things, I would often get the use of props tag even by just using these handful of props. So if you're just starting out and you don't have a whole bunch of stuff, it's totally fine. You just need a few things and you'll be good to go. My number 1 favorite prop is this. It's a circle on a stick. Thank you to Lydia VQ. If you have not watched her videos, go check them out because she honestly is my inspiration and is the reason that I do a lot of the things that I do. I love her teaching style. I love the way that she does things. She's fantastic. And this was an idea from one of her videos, and I made it out of construction paper. I glued it on a popsicle stick, and well, I laminated it because I love to laminate. It's so fun. But you don't need to laminate it. It's just a circle on a stick. It's so easy because you have to have the students circle all the time. So simple. Circle, the word. I also like to use it as a magnifying glass. What do you see? That's also fun. The second prop that I love and use all the time, my trusty dry erase board and my markers. I'm counting this as 1 prop because you really can't have one without the other. I do drawing rewards almost exclusively now. I do have other rewards because I have some past students that have favorite rewards of mine that I've just been doing for a long time and they want them. And also if I'm just super tired and lazy, sometimes it's just easier to just, stick something on a whiteboard than draw it out. But I love this because you can create anything. You can make any prop just by drawing it. Because I do a lot of drawing rewards, I have a second whiteboard that I often also will use. Because a lot of times I have my drawing reward going on, on this one that I stick behind me. But maybe in the lesson there's some sort of something else that I need to draw to help the student understand, and I don't want to mess up our reward. So I recommend really having 2 whiteboards for maximum, success. I don't know how I ever got by with just 1, but I did, and it was fine. The third prop that I use all the time are the clapper hands. When the student is not paying attention, this always gets them back on track. So these are a must-have, especially for my littles. The 4th prop that I use all the time, literally every lesson, are my alphabet letters. I have them nicely organized in the drawer below me so that I can quickly grab the alphabet letter that I want. And these are really great for introducing, the alphabet letters with them. Big A, small a, big A, small a, 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 A. I don't always use them as a magnet, but if we're doing blends or something like that, at, sat, rat, bat. Okay, so there's just, different ways that you can do that. Obviously, there's tons of different ways to blend and have fun with it. The 5th prop that I use all the time, puppets. I just bought a little Melissa and Doug set. It has a dog, a cat, a bunny, and a parrot. These are awesome. I will use them to model for the student if they're not understanding the question answer pattern. What is your name? And they just repeat, what is your name? And you're like, okay. So, what is your name? Hi, my name is Doggy. You also can use them when that is the vocabulary word of the lesson. You know, dog, cat, that comes up a lot. I also use them as a reward. They love to get them. I have 4 of these, but I have a couple of other, ones from a different set. And so if I want to do 5, usually they're fine with 4. They're a great reward to do. And I stick them in my headset like this. So those are my top 5 props that I use almost every single class. And when I was first starting out, that's really all I had. And it was really all I needed. I do now have tons of other props that I love to use. And you will gather more props, as you go throughout the time. But this is really great because if you have a small space, like I have a really small space, and I really don't have a lot of room to store, hundreds and thousands of props. So I do still only have a small amount. I have more, just not as much. But I feel like this is a great place for you to start. And even just using these few will get you that use of props tag from the parents. Okay, now 2 bonus props that I also really love, but I couldn't fit them in my top 5 because I don't use them as often, are my feelings faces. These come in handy at the beginning when I'm asking them how they are. These are little felt faces that just came in a kit of something from the dollar spot, I think, and I pulled them out and use them, as they are. And this comes in handy a lot, not just in the feelings lesson, but even just at the beginning of the lesson when I'm asking them how they are. They also can be helpful for colors. If you can just make these yourself. I mean, you can find faces anywhere, really. So these are awesome. I love these. And obviously, Dino. I do use Dino pretty much every lesson, but I didn't want to put him in my top 5 because he was hard to come by. And obviously, if you're just starting out, you're not going to have a dino just laying around your house. But you don't need a dino. They love him, but you can. I made this one out of cardboard. Not cardboard, but out of poster board. I just bought yellow and white poster board, and I cut him out and made him myself. So you can make yourself a little dino. You can print him out, on a piece of paper. I have one. This is the dino that I used when I was first starting out. And they loved him just as much. Like, I feel like they love him just as much as they love him. Like, to them, they don't care. Like, he's dino, he's awesome, and they're going to eat it up. So you don't have to have a stuffed dino for them to go crazy. But dino is my favorite now that I have them. If you have the right props in your toolkit, a little can go a long way. Happy teaching! I love Dino.